In the 15th century, the agrarian landscape of Punjab was a fractured society. It was an era strictly stratified by caste hierarchies, where daily life was often dictated by rigid religious rituals rather than shared human connection. It was within this divided world, in 1469, that Guru Nanak Dev Ji was born in the village of Rai Boi Ki Talwandi. From a young age, he showed a profound connection to the natural world and the people around him. When presented with standard academic and religious instruction, he frequently questioned its limits, looking past the surface of the teachings. Instead of simply absorbing the established dogma of his era, his mind was actively searching for a foundational truth. He was looking for a unifying principle capable of healing a deeply divided society. This search for meaning became highly visible during a traditional coming-of-age ceremony. As a young man, he was expected to wear the janu, a sacred thread meant to denote spiritual purity and high social status. He refused the ritual. He argued that true spiritual elevation cannot be worn on the body. Instead, he stated that genuine purity is forged internally, through compassion and noble conduct. As he grew older, he married Mata Sulakniji. They had 2 sons, and he willingly took on the heavy responsibilities of raising and providing for a family. Many spiritual seekers of the time believed that enlightenment required abandoning society for an ascetic life. By remaining present for his family, he proved that true spiritual harmony is achieved precisely while fulfilling everyday human responsibilities. He eventually moved to the town of Sultanpur Lodi, where he took on honest labor working as an accountant at the local storehouse, the Modi Khana. It was here that the concept of seva, selfless service, naturally emerged. He treated his daily labor and his interactions with the public not just as a job, but as an act of spiritual devotion, freely sharing portions of his earnings with those in need. His life shifted permanently at the Kalibine River. According to historical accounts, he walked into the water and disappeared for 3 days, emerging having received a profound divine calling. His message upon returning was clear: there is no Hindu, there is no Muslim. This declaration established a standard of absolute human equality, removing the artificial borders between faiths. This single revelation dismantled centuries of arbitrary social boundaries. He stepped into the role of founder for a universal faith, carrying a mandate that challenged the existing power structures of the era. To spread this mandate, he embarked on the Udasis, epic spiritual journeys spanning 24 years. He traveled across the Indian subcontinent to Sri Lanka and the Middle East. At every stop, he engaged in respectful interfaith dialogue with spiritual leaders. He willingly ventured into extreme terrains, ascending the Himalayas to reach isolated ascetics who had separated themselves from the world. Throughout these travels, he was accompanied by Bhai Mardona. They delivered his teachings not through lectures, but through Shabad, divine music. Because music and mutual respect bypass linguistic borders, his teachings were never geographically confined. He delivered a universal truth through a universal language. These teachings were actively tested in the real world. In one encounter, he chose to dine with Bhai Lalo, an impoverished but honest carpenter, pointedly rejecting an invitation from Malik Bago, a corrupt and wealthy official. This specific choice established the core pillar of Kirat Parni, the mandate that a Sikh must earn their living through honest, ethical labor. In another encounter, he met Sajan, an infamous thief who lured travelers to their deaths. Rather than condemning him, the Guru's compassionate dialogue led Sajan to completely abandon his crimes and dedicate his wealth to the poor. His philosophy was intensely practical. By challenging the corrupt, elevating the working class, and redeeming those lost in darkness, he proved that his ideas could be actively applied to rebuild society. He also possessed immense courage. During the invasion by the Mughal Emperor Babar, Guru Nanak Dev Ji openly spoke out against the tyrannical empire, risking his life to defend the innocent. To ensure this vision of justice and equality would outlast his life, he institutionalized his teachings. The most enduring of these is the tradition of Langar, the community kitchen. In a world divided by caste, Langar was a radical act. He required everyone to sit together on the floor and eat as absolute equals. His divine revelations and foundational teachings are preserved in the Guru Granth Sahib, the holy scripture that guides the Sikh faith today. His influence built a spiritual foundation that led to universal spaces of worship, remaining open to all who seek truth. Guru Nanak Dev Ji left behind a living blueprint for human equality. His framework of honest labor, shared resources, and selfless service continues to guide millions of practitioners today.